If you are a woman living her best hot mess express life while simultaneously crushing it, and you're craving more clarity, purpose, and excellence, get ready because you're in the right spot. I am your host, Chelsea DeBruin-Colbert, and I want to welcome you to Season 2 of All Things Excellence, the podcast, where I'll be bringing you all the inspiration and insights your excellence-seeking heart desires. This season, I'm stepping back into chasing big, bold, and absolutely terrifying goals, sharing every honest step and misstep along the way. We're continuing our beloved Unscripted series, featuring live clarity coaching sessions with guests just like you, and diving deep into raw behind-the-scenes stories of powerhouse women founders I am wildly obsessed with, whose journeys will fuel your own. So grab your coffee, settle in, and get ready to discover just how close you are to the life your soul is calling you to create. This is All Things Excellence. Hey, All Things Excellence fam. Today I have Meagan, who is the co-founder of Rival Fit Gear, which is a fitness apparel company featuring men's, women's, and youth with tops, bottoms, hats, some accessories. And she also, you can follow her on Instagram. She gives, I will say, you give really great random tips about health and wellness, being a woman, health and wellness, and that we're like that same, I don't know what midlife is anymore, whatever. We're like millennial age. There you go.
Yeah.
So if you're, that age, like if you're a millennial, here you go. It's really great.
Somewhere in that bucket.
Yeah. Like there's great literal tips, but I also love the inspo that you give. Like you just give really quick, get it done, do it anyways. Life can be a beast, but like you deserve to focus on your health and wellness today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so definitely worth a follow. Okay, so y'all, what we want to do today, I want to bring her to y'all because I want to talk about her journey of how she got to where she is with launching Rival Fit Gear, and the whole theme, like the tagline of Rival Fit Gear is expect greatness. So we have the Expect Greatness Queen on the All Things Excellence podcast. Very fitting. So, okay, so let's start from the beginning. Like, how did you even get into being an entrepreneur? Like, what happened? Like, did you grow up in an entrepreneurial home? Like, where was the bug bit for that in general?
Yeah. So back when wherever, I was like a little teeny tiny baby, and I don't know if you've seen those like things that you're jumping from the ceiling. They're probably not even legal anymore. Like to put your
Yeah.
I was in one of those little bouncy things, right? So my mom and my grandma and my aunt all had owned a building and had a business situation. So my mom did nails and my aunt did hair and my grandma owned this like country gifts store and she created like porcelain dolls and all the things. And so I grew up in that environment and I was always like exposed to it, not to the level of like knowing all the business detail, but I always saw like, hey, you can do something, right? And you can be an independent woman doing something like this. Even if it's just maybe a hobby or it's something fun, but it's an independent thing. So it really started way back when I was obviously like in diapers, bouncing around in that little jumper. And I just grew up in that environment. And then as I progressed throughout life, I came across network marketing, as many people come across network marketing. I had already been through college and done all the things, and somebody, of course, approached me, and I went to one of those home parties, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. How do I sign up for this? And of course, it was a health and wellness business. Like I couldn't turn it down. I was like, oh, you sold me. Like this is good skincare. This is
Like this
healthy for me.
fits.
It
Yeah.
was a good fit. And then I was like a little discouraged because we all know network marketing can be extremely hard. And so I kind of just like let it fizzle. Like I did real good. And then I was like, ooh, everybody on my team's not doing real good. And it was
Like when
hard.
it went to the hard stuff,
So much
right?
to
Like
do. Yeah.
I think network marketing, as long as you do the work in the beginning, can be really fun and electric and explosive for anyone. And then there reaches this point where you're like, oh, I actually have to go work at like a business, like an actual business, to
Right.
meet new people. I can't just, because I grew up in the age of direct sales where it's like you can't just post on the internet. Like you have to physically go out, join networking groups, and you treat it like a business, like you're an
Yeah.
insurance agent. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
And
got to that point and you were like, "Mwah, mwah, mwah."
yeah, I got to the point I was like, I don't know about this because I'm really struggling because that was back when
Yeah.
everyone was doing home parties. Like
Yes.
we all know the
Yes.
old days of home parties. Like that was,
Yes.
and I did it
I
for a
grew up
while.
going to the home parties with my mom, like 3, 4 times
Yeah,
a week.
right.
Yes.
And they were
Yep.
fun and like I was doing
Yeah.
things, and I was making some ranks, and then I was like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
And so it kind of fizzled out and life just kind of like happened. Some more babies happens and I kept
You
like
have
thinking
kids.
about it. What's
Okay,
that?
let's also add this on. You have kids.
Yes.
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 And they're in things.
Oh, yeah, for
They're
sure.
very active. Yes. You have
Yes.
kids.
Yes.
They're very active. You also have a spouse who was in the military and not around much, right? Like gone home
Yeah.
with
Yeah. He
military.
was not home a lot. He was military, and then he switched over to contract role. And so he was deploying very consistently. And for the most part, his deployments weren't traditional deployments either. They weren't like, hey, I'm just going for a few weeks. It was, I'm going for like 4, 5, 6 months. I'll probably come home for 4 to 8 weeks, and then I'm leaving again.
And that was like, that's,
Yeah.
yes, so wild. Okay. So that is all happening. You're giving network marketing a try. And this entire time you have a job, right?
It was dual enrolled with school for part of it, and then yes, I was like working part-time jobs, and I got
Yeah.
kids, and
Okay.
all the things that everybody
Hmm.
tries to do, right? Like, I
Yes,
mean,
like because is this your 20s? Like you're in your late 20s and your early 30s and you're navigating all of this and you're a millennial. So we all know the age that you're in. So that one, you do that one and then do you like end up flipping through a few other network marketing companies kind of seeing a fit?
so I kind of let network marketing kind of like slide to the wayside, and
Yeah.
actually, my
Okay.
next thing, I call her my angel best friend 'cause she's no longer with us, but
Mm,
we researched like crazy for some other business ideas. In the meantime, I also had done a photo booth business with one of my other close friends. And
okay.
it was more of like a hobby because I was kind of like, can we do a little bit more? And she had other things and I had things, and then we just couldn't quite get it to where it needed, right? And so then my angel best friend, we did research like crazy people, and we researched everything under the sun to try to figure out something, and we couldn't figure out something. Finally, we let it ride.
Because you said this before we hit record that you have always been looking for like the next business opportunity that like would excite you, that you thought was great, right? Like, so
Right.
you are a serial entrepreneur. Like it is
Oh,
embedded in you.
oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
There's more. We're not even there. We're
Okay.
not even
So we're like,
currently.
we're trying all those things. We're trying the photo booth. Just so you know, your angel best friend, who has since then passed away, the first time that I met you, which was what, like 14 days ago, whatever, 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago, maybe,
or 2 weeks or something.
you talked to me about how, like, you, like, when you see dragonflies, you think of her, essentially.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You crazy nerd, you. I swear to you, I swear I've not seen a dragonfly living in Arizona, and I see them everywhere. Saturday, I'm driving away from my friend's house. I had just picked her up and we were driving to a book event.
Hmm.
And they're swarming the cars. We're exiting, like we're going around the roundabout. There's like giant ones swarming the car. And I was telling her, and I'm like, I swear her friend is like surrounding me since we had this conversation. I know. I just have to tell you that. Like, they just,
She probably was. She's just like me, and she knows, and she sends. I have said this, like she sends dragonflies to my friends. Or so like it happens a lot now. As soon as you find out that that's my thing, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, they're everywhere. And I bet
they
there's
are
gonna be people who are
everywhere.
listening to this that are gonna be like, I just had a dragonfly like come across my face or random
Yes.
like, girl,
Yes.
whoever's listening, I'm telling you.
Yes. The day after I talked to you, one literally like flew right past my face on my patio. And I'm like, giant. I'm like, oh, okay, now all of a sudden she is sending dragonflies to me. I'm
Yep.
seeing them. I'm here. Okay, so you guys are trying all these different ideas. You try things like photo booth. What other random things did y'all give a whirl?
Yeah, so that was with another friend, and then I met with we looked at, oh my gosh, we looked at like coffee shops, we looked at like some of those cafe sip and play types places, we looked at like you name it, we looked at it, we tried to find real estate for it, we tried anything and everything. We were finally like, we are so exhausted from looking, we don't even know what to do.
And were you living in a city at that point, or had you moved?
Yeah, I was in a different city.
Okay, okay.
That
Yeah.
that was years
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
and I was back in Oregon at that time.
Gosh, you've lived all over the country.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
very
Okay.
true. Yes.
So a lot of moves, a lot of business attempts. So then did you guys find a business and start one?
So we ended up not, because at that time, like, stuff started to not line itself out, and I had to get an income.
Yeah.
And my husband decided to stop deploying because I told him at that point, I was like, we need to be done.
Yeah. You're
We
like, I
had
need
done
you home.
15 deployments. I was like, we need to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd done it for over a decade, and I was like, no, we're not
So
anymore.
is that when you went and got a full-time job?
Hmm.
Okay. And you've had that now since then?
I've had different, but ever since it's been
Yes. Like you've
just
had
a full-time job. Yeah.
so guys, just so you know, she also has, so you have many roles that you have right now and many things that you have your hands in, but you at that moment started a full-time job and you've had a full-time job ever since then. Like we were joking like a clock in, clock out, not literally, but like a salaried full-time 40-hour week job that you are responsible that you've got to show up to
Hmm.
every single day or 5 days a week, whatever. So you've had that since then. And so since you've started that job, what are all of the other things that you've built that you feel like you can see that they were steps towards creating Rival Fit Gear? Like what were all the tiny little paths since you started that job that really led you to here?
So I was a real estate agent for a while.
No, okay. Real estate.
Simultaneously, I actually made more money doing real estate than I did for my 9 to 5 job. I built a clientele base, and I was starting to build additional clientele base, and then we moved. Yeah, again, we moved. So when we moved, I didn't have reciprocity, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to give up that.
Yeah, and you didn't want to rebuild that.
I don't, it wasn't even that I kept it for a while, and I did long distance deals, and in my brokers and other things were like, wait, your name's on this deal. The title company messaged me. She goes, your name's on this deal. And I
Yeah.
said, yeah.
Yes.
She goes, but you live in Florida and this is Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what made you not want to continue real estate? Like, so you did real estate living in Vegas. What made you let that go then when you moved to Florida?
There's no reciprocity. So that means I would have had to take all the real estate classes again, and I'd go through to get complete new licensing and certifications and coursework.
Yeah, and you didn't
And
want to. You're like,
I
I don't
just
love it that
didn't
much.
have it in me because I was like, we just moved. I'm starting over as it is. Like, I just don't
Yeah.
have it in me to like
Yeah.
do this.
Well, and it was like you were making great money, but the love wasn't there. Because like, so think about it. Like,
I mean,
if you loved it, like if you really
yeah.
loved it, you just wouldn't have cared.
And I love it for a different piece of my story that just hasn't happened yet. Like that's an ultimate end goal of part of the story, but that's not
Yeah,
the piece
like
of
you
my
loved
story.
learning about real estate, and from probably for a future investing sake.
Yeah, like the
But you're like,
investing and I know how to do all the things, but
yeah,
that's
you're like,
when
I don't need to be a real estate agent again. Like, I'm glad that I learned all those things, but that was just like for the future sake. Okay, I love it because that's my thing. I'm like, well, even if, but if you loved it, like you would have gotten all that relicensing again. You wouldn't have cared. But I get it. Like if you don't love it enough, you're like, no, I learned what I knew I was supposed to learn, and I'm moving on. So when you moved to Florida, obviously you got a different full-time job, but you still kept a full-time job, even when you were making more in real estate than you were in that. So what was the first thing then that you picked up in Florida that was like a step towards moving into creating Rival Figure?
okay, well there's a couple other steps in the middle there still.
I'm like, okay, what
So,
else did you do?
I simultaneously signed up for another network marketing company
Okay, so you,
while I was working full time, and I had my real estate license. And then,
okay,
I got wrapped into the network marketing because I was like, oh, you're selling supplements and I can sell those.
yep, easily, easily.
Yeah,
So you've
yeah.
done a few more network marketing companies.
Only one.
Only one.
Well,
Oh, got it.
technically others, but only one I've ever actually like tried to do.
Yeah,
Right.
okay,
But
yep,
I started to build that up. And then I met one of my best friends, and we were like, we had learned so much from network marketing of like, how do you do all of these things, right? Like, this is a lot to grasp that.
I do think that network marketing and direct sales, I lately like building a actual legit business, like no discord to network marketing and direct sales, but it is a business in a box. It
Absolutely.
comes with a legal team. and a marketing team and a product development team and a creative team comes with a lot of things.
A lot of
Comes with a
things.
lot of things. It is a business in
Oh,
a box.
a
It is
100%.
like the amount of money that my podcast alone costs me a month, because that if it was like the same type of thing within network marketing or direct sales, it would cost me nothing, right? Like you have to be your own website designer. You have to be, there's a lot that you have to do.
You don't have to do everything.
I'm like product development alone. Just knowing like what is my offer is such a thing. But
Where do I get it?
where do I get it? Where am I sourcing this stuff from? Like what
How do I
ingredients?
find this? What do
How do
I
I
do?
Yes, like people have no clue how business in a box it really is, and how it's like a blessing and there's just so much ease in it. I'm like finding customers and maintaining your customers and your team members is like that's like your biggest concern. That's all you got to really be concerned with. Like, but when you build it from the ground up, it is a completely different story. Now, so no discord to that, but I will say to credit it, I feel like anybody that wants to be a business owner, if it's like if you want to have kids, you should get a dog. Like if you want to be a business owner, you should go be in direct sales or network marketing for a year, because the bounce back ability that you it teaches you, having accountability with the business, learning, like there's just a certain way you say things. I think some people hate the idea of scripts, but I'm like, there's only so many ways you can say, do you want to try my product? You know what I mean? It teaches you. I was talking to my coach about this the other day. I was like, nothing in the world teaches you no means next, like being in network marketing or direct sales. Like you don't even
Absolutely.
think about it. You're like, you might be the juiciest peach in the whole damn orchard and people just don't like peaches. Like, oh well, next. Next, no big deal.
Or how many no's you got to get to the yes? Like, okay,
Yes. Yeah,
next.
and
What about
people are
next?
training you on
Next.
that. And there's like this giant training system that comes with it and coaches that come with it. And so I do think that it does like prime and prep you to be a really good entrepreneur. It
100%.
it totally it does. It does.
And it's just,
Absolutely.
it's a great stepping stone because everything's built and it's so much cheaper to start.
It's
So if you're like, I need somewhere to start, that's such a great place to start.
It is. And it's a great place to fund your dream. Like let's say
Yeah.
you haven't, okay, so in that, so you did that, and then is there anything that you did in between, like starting with this final network marketing company and moving to Florida and then creating the boutique? Was there any stuff in between there?
So I went from staying with network marketing,
Yeah.
and then we created a business for the
Hmm.
boutique.
Yes. An
And
online boutique, which is not Rival Fit here, guys. Like you
it's
created a
not,
boutique,
it's
not
still
Rival Fit here.
active, it's still live, it's still,
We can still shop there?
you can still shop there, girl.
What is that? Megan is a great person and you should support her. She has great core values. What is
Uh,
that?
so it's Asher and Main Boutique.
Asher and Maine.
AsherandMain.com and you'll find it.
Asher
You'll
and Maine.
Mhm.
Asher and
Asher and
Maine.
Main. Yep. Like you're
Okay,
on
well,
Main Street.
yeah. Is it a physical one? No, it's
We
online.
have an online boutique. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
online.
Okay, we gotta make sure that's in the show notes to we're linking it, guys. Look below. You can go shop. But what's there? Like what do you guys sell on there?
On there we sell all
Yeah.
women's clothes,
Yeah.
regular, everyday. You want to go out with your friends, you want to go on a date,
Yeah.
everyday style.
Everyday wear goodness. When you started that, did you feel like that could be the end game, or did you know that that was the launching pad to Rival Fit?
Totally the launching pad.
You knew it. Okay, so
100%.
let's talk about this. Where did the idea that you wanted to have your own brand of fitness apparel come in? Like, where did that start with?
So the network marketing company I was with, everybody knew me as the active girl because
Even I knew
that's
that.
what I
I
do.
wasn't in, y'all, I wasn't not in the network marketing thing, but I have a lot of friends that were in the network marketing company, which is how I knew who you were. I mean, I never met you, but I did know that. Like, I knew that you were like the fitness person.
Yeah. So I
Hmm.
was known as the active girl, right? And I was like, okay, well, this is my life. So what can I do? Because I really wanted my own business at that point. And like we said, business in a box, that's like an easy way, right?
Yeah, but you
And
wanted your own
so
brand.
I wanted my own brand. I was like, well, this is cool. And I love what I have, but I also want, because I'm just at the, I'm always like, what's next? What's next? What's next? How do I build and how do I grow? And that was like then the what's next. That was the logical what's next.
Yeah. So do you think, where do you think that that came from for you? Like, were you raised in a highly competitive home? Were you raised as an athlete? Like, what was your upbringing with that? Or was it like, I'm asking you this because my mom, so my aunt was saying to my mom, like, hey, are you coming to this thing? I have a cousin that has, I don't know, like whether she's getting married or already married and having a party, whatever, it doesn't matter. I live across the country. I'm not flying back for it. I have a lot of cousins, guys. I have like 31st cousins, so chill. I'm not insensitive. It's just like she's like way down the line. Like I don't really know her like that. She was like 10 when I was 20. Literally, she was 10 when I was 20 and I moved. So I'm not insensitive, guys. I love my family, but I'm not going to it. But my aunt was like, hey, are you going to be there? And I would love to talk to you. So excited about Chelsea. She's like started this stuff. And my mom goes, like, for some reason, I don't know what she said. I don't know what she said, but something that she said, my mom goes, I hope everybody realizes like you've always been your own person. Like our number one goal in life was we realized like you were really determined and we just wanted to make sure that you were good and that you didn't like do drugs and drink and you weren't wild. Like we just tried to keep you on the right path, but like you were born like this. You were born hungry. You were born wanting to learn. You were born wanting to grow. And so we had that conversation 2 hours ago. And so I'm like, gosh, I wonder how many people where it's like, and so I was thinking about you, obviously, with this interview coming up. And I was wondering, were you born like with this expect greatness in you, or was there kind of an environment that it was fostered in?
I think a little bit of
A little
both.
bit of both.
Yeah. So I was an athlete as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the kid that was like, how do I join that and how do I join that and how do I do that?
Yeah.
And then there's still a little bit of time left in the day, so how do I do that?
So you definitely were born really hungry and competitive, and you just had parents that
Oh
saw
yeah.
that and
Phenomenal
like really
parents.
put a light on. Like that's how I feel. I feel like I
Yeah.
was born wanting to go. Like I always wanted another adventure because I always wanted to see new things, experience new things, and be on something else and achieve the next thing. And my parents were just like, "Holy smokes! Like how do we make sure we're doing the right thing to help her
Yeah.
be all she
Yeah.
wants to be?" I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was like,
Okay. Okay.
I mean, my parents drove me to everything and they were at everything and they were like, finally they did say, Megan, this is too much. We need to cut some of this out. We're not doing three sports at once. I was
Okay.
like,
So then
okay.
they taught you
That's
boundaries.
Yes. Yes. And, that was partly why my mom had
Yeah.
worked, in the salon. It was like she could work part-time so that
Oh,
she could take care of the things that me and my brother needed to
yeah.
be able to do this stuff with us and to take us and transport us to all this stuff.
Dude, that's why my mom was in direct sales. My mom was like, there is nothing else that I can do. Actually, this is what she would always say. She would always say, there is nothing in the world that is legal and I can keep my clothes on where I get to make the kind of money that I make per hour and have the flexibility to be there for you kids and bring you to all the things that you need to be in to be great, you know? And she just
Yeah.
really felt like that was like God called her to be great in this way as a mom. And this is the right career path for her to be able to do that, to foster that. I get it. I get it, man. We had moms of the 80s and the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
We're rock
Yeah.
stars.
Yep. 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 Okay. So where was it being an athlete? Is that what really got you into health and wellness, or were you always really interested in it? Like, what was that? How did that come about?
That's kind of
What
a
is it?
separate story. So I actually have family members that are not healthy.
Okay, because I do think that that has to come from somewhere, right? Like I told you, like my dad's mom, she was like organic and juicing carrots and making us drink carrot juice at like 4 years old before it was cool. So like you're either brought up in it or like something crazy happens and it makes you be focused in it. So what happened to you?
So I watch this is going to be a little hard. I hope my family's not listening because I'm not trying to be critical of anybody, but
We're just
uh,
being honest. We're
it's
just
an
saying, well, like
honest
this is how
known
we got here.
fact that I have family members that are extremely obese.
Yeah.
Watched that as a kid, and then I also watched just I had an uncle that had like a health condition as well, and in my head, ever since as a kid, I was like, I can't be like that. I
Hmm.
can't. I have to take care of myself. I have to take care. And part of my uncle's thing, I think, was just situational, and
Yeah.
part of it was probably lifestyle. I don't
Yeah.
know. Unfortunately, those family members are no longer here with us. But as we are to this day, like my other grandma on my other side of the family is still alive. However, I watched her sit in a chair and not get back out of it. And she's been like that since my grandfather died
Yeah.
years ago. And I'm like, I just watch it and I'm like, I never want to be like that.
Yeah. I mean, but it impacts you. So my mom, after she had my last brother, I think life was just hard, right? Like she had three kids. And I think I always say, like, I feel like she had some postpartum. She's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, you don't remember it. I do. Thanks. I'm the one that carries the trauma, not you. Uh, you were checked out. I was there. I was 8. And so I watched that, and then, everything led to everything. And, we're in the 90s. So it's like one tiny ailment led to this medication, which led to that medication, which next thing you know, you blink and she was on like 7 or 8 medications. And there was a day where my middle brother just said to her, he said something to her that just punched her in the face. And she grew up in a wrestling family. So she grew up around it. Like she was running 4 miles a day all of her life since she was a teenager. Like that was, she had to go run with them. I grew up around her running 4 miles a day, but there was a season where she got really overweight, and really unhealthy. But I was a teenager when that happened. And so I was old enough to go. I remember the mom who had all the energy in the world and could run 4 miles a day. And then now there's this mom who is like miserable and depressed, and I don't even know who she is. I don't even think she knows who she is. And then I got to watch her come out of that and like go completely the opposite holistic, right? And the whole time my dad's mom is holistic. This whole time,
Yeah.
she's taken echinacea and never ibuprofen or whatever. And so I don't think that that's like discrediting family or going, I don't think, like, even my mom would, if I brought her on, she would talk about it like she would want the world to know, because
Uh-huh.
she would want them to be different, because she would never want someone to feel that misery. So it's like, I bet even your grandma, like she maybe doesn't know how to change now, but I bet if she could go back and do it all
Yeah.
different, I bet you she would.
Yeah, I think both of them, there's
Yeah.
situational things for sure. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's like my doctor, like naturopath, she always says, it's not your ailments and diseases aren't hereditary. What's hereditary are your habits
Absolutely.
that create.
It's the habit that creates it,
It's the
and it's
habit that
generational.
creates the
It's a
illness.
generational habit.
It's the habit that is generational. Yes.
Yes, it
And
is. And
specific
it's
habits create specific illnesses. Like it's called life. That's not called genetics. That's called humans.
yeah. I mean, there's certain, DNA pieces of us that, yes, that is genetic. We can't fix that. But
Yeah.
for the most part,
For the most part.
it's your
Yes.
habit that
Yes.
created or it triggered
Mhm.
that,
Oh, okay, a
right?
lot of it is that it triggered it, correct. Like there's things that lie dormant in a lot of people. Like a lot of people have different
Yeah.
markers for different things. And those different things, like the various things can trigger it. Like I just like, I don't know, like my lungs are a thing that they've always been like a little tricky. Like I think I could technically be asthmatic. And so it makes me like really sensitive to scents and smells. Like instantly I'm gonna not be able to breathe and be like a wheezing mess, and my lungs are like grabbing fluid, like, yes, okay, that's a thing. Okay, so that hit you, right? Like you looked at that, but that also comes, I think, in your personality. Like your personality that is hungry and driven, which you were born that way, looks at that and
Absolutely.
goes, I can be like that, or I can choose to be really different. And so that's what really exploded the health and wellness and fit version of you,
Yeah.
correct?
And I think yeah, and part of it
Mhm.
was my parents also, I think, in their head were like, we don't want you to be like this part of the family. We want you to be the
Yeah.
healthy part. And so
Yeah.
without saying it as a kid, I had no idea
Mhm.
until I was like an adult.
Yeah.
It really helped to push
So
the
they did nudge you in that
they
direction.
did. They
Your
pushed the
parents
sports
did.
and I didn't know they were pushing it because I was loving it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they were like, okay, well, let's go. And then once you start me on something, I'm like, well, how do I make it perfect? How do I get to that excellence level? How do I get to the next
True.
tier?
Okay, do you have siblings?
I have one.
Are they anything like you? With your this like hunger entrepreneurial spirit?
To a certain extent.
To a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, my brother's talking about starting a new business right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I love that. I do think that there is, every kid is raised different because the parents are different at the age that they're born and how they're experiencing life is different, and there's a lot of different things. But I do think that, I mean, I look at the three of us and I'm like, we span 8 years, and somehow my parents shot out three wildly driven kids who are all entrepreneurs. I do think there's, like, I do think there was something to, like, your parents, like, God definitely picked your parents and said, we need you to raise champions.
For sure.
Absolutely. I love that. And you're raising champions.
Absolutely. I
You
have to
expect
brag.
greatness.
My son just demolished yesterday at the tennis match. I walked out, I was like, okay, well, you killed it, kid. We had 6-0 in singles and in doubles. And I was like, all right,
This is
we got it.
awesome. Okay, so you are being raised with this obsession. You're becoming an athlete, you're hungry, you're driven, you're in health and wellness, you're loving all of that. And so you're doing all these different things in all these businesses. You definitely have the entrepreneurial bug because you were raised around being an entrepreneur. So, but what really made you go, I want to have this fitness apparel brand? Was it just that? Just going, I want to have something that is my own, and this is something that I love, so why not bring them together?
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
really the basis of it. It was like, and that my
Yeah.
business partner too, she's
Yeah.
very much the same mindset of that I am. People ask us, they're like, oh gosh, there's two of you. We're like, yeah, there's two of you.
Like,
You want to
yes.
join?
Double the trouble. Here we are. Okay, so what are two rival figure pieces that every woman should own?
All right. Well, you have to have the Power Flow leggings. They
Okay.
are hands down the best leggings, and
Powerful
I
leggings.
Power Flow leggings. You
Okay.
have to have them. I mean, there's a coordinating bra, which is phenomenal. We have all the bras are really amazing. I am over the top picky because you can tell my personality, right? I'm not going to put something out if it's not phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I researched under the sun. So you have to have the Power Flow leggings.
Okay.
And I almost wore it on camera today because our hats are next level.
Okay. Okay, here is such a weird little thing that I love about your hats. When you flip the hat over, the branding name is inside the hat on all the seams.
I full customed all of that.
I think it's beautiful.
Yes, I
I thought you would say the strappy bra. What's the strappy bra called? I'm like, but I love like a really good strappy bra.
yeah, well that's part of the sets of the
Is that,
legging sets. So we
oh,
have the Power Flow and then we have the Ignite and so you can
yeah,
they're
do
both
that.
and the really awesome thing is they're actually the same material. The difference with the Power Flow is that it everybody's always like I need the tummy, right? This has the tummy. It's not going to fall down when you're working out and
Nice.
it's going to make it look flat and
Yeah.
it's
What was that like? How many samples did you just go through? I mean, how many samples did you go through to find the pieces that you actually loved? That you were like, this is the right
I
stuff.
don't even know.
How long
Um,
did it take you? I mean, from so first of all, you guys started that other boutique. You started at Asher. You started Asher and Main Boutique, so that way you could create a funding source to fund your own like
Yeah,
label
we
brand.
never took anything out of Asher and Maine other than like maybe to buy some samples so we could
Hmm.
advertise some samples, but we never
Yeah.
took funding out of it other than traditional business expenses, and we set aside all of that funding that we had earned over the last couple of years and rolled that into starting our own. Because when you start your own, rather than so our boutique is more of like I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. It's a drop shipping boutique that we
Yeah.
have. Okay.
Yeah.
The different here's even the next tier step,
Well,
right? We talked
it's
about
like
network marketing to that.
yeah.
We're talking next levels here.
Yeah. So it is like so like you got into network marketing, you're like, okay, this is awesome. And then you went to the next level and you had like a drop ship boutique, which is good, right? Like it's getting you into the art of that. And so then you kept 100% of the profit from that business was always saved towards building the brand of this new brand
Yes.
of your own
Yes.
network brand.
Yes. Yes. But
And
yes.
you guys are doing all that. You're still doing network marketing. You're having the boutique. You're having a full-time job.
hmm
And you're
We,
building the
yeah.
rival fruit brand.
And our kids are in
And your
athletic
kids are
sports,
in
in club sports too,
absolutely
not just regular
everything
sports.
in club sport. Your kids are in club sports, which is a whole different level.
Yes.
And your husband travels a lot for work. Well, he did at the time.
Oh,
This
he's
is
still traveling a lot. It's
he's
not
not.
as much right now, but this is new. Like that he
Yeah.
hasn't been traveling as much within the last
Yeah.
year.
So you're doing all of that. Okay, so what was when you started ordering samples for Rival Fit, what was the time from starting to order samples to clothing actually published online for people to order? What was the timetable of that, do you think? Like months,
When, oh,
years?
yeah, so it's kind of a combination because we started doing some of the like research pieces with
Yeah.
the stuff we were doing from drop shipping. So we started doing bits and pieces of
Hmm.
stuff from there. But if you actually say, okay, we definitively said this is now we're doing Rival Fit Gear, we are 100% branding everything Rival Fit Gear.
Yeah.
We're
But when did
design
your research, like when you started research, when was that? How long ago?
uh for which piece? Like for research for Rival?
Yeah, research for Rival. Because like that's what I'm at. This is what I'm asking you. I think people need to get really grounded in reality on this. What was the timeline of we are starting to research and there is clothing online that is branded by Rival Fit that people can purchase. Like people need to get grounded in reality of like what is the actual time that that takes?
Actual time. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the time frame of when we decided to start to order our first order over a year ago.
Yeah. Like it took you over a year to go, we want to do this. I mean, you had already decided you wanted to do it and you were working on building
There
the
were, yeah,
cabinet for it. But like the actual, like, we're going to do this research, development, ordering samples, getting everything branded, logos, all of that stuff, getting it all set up to like now it is live and people can order. There was a year of R&D. Uh-huh. I think people underestimate that.
and I think that's a genre, like, I think mm, we had done so many things prior to that because
Mhm.
actually,
That wasn't the initial conception of the idea though.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
We
That
had
was like your
actually
head is
had,
down and you're working hard,
yeah, and we
right?
had like other flopped items. Like we had actually thought about doing, because we have, right, we're calling it fit gear, but during the research process before we even came up with Rival Fit Gear, we were thinking about doing a different piece of like equipment. Like
Mm.
we were looking at doing saunas, and
Oh,
we had a massive flop.
yeah. Okay.
And those are the things people don't think about. Like
Yeah. You
we
had a lot of
ordered,
ideas and concepts that flopped and just didn't work.
yeah, like I mean, we have samples that we spent thousands of dollars on sitting in my living room that don't even
Yeah.
work.
But here's the great thing, you guys, is you never tried to like force a round peg into a square hole thing. Like you realized when a product or a concept wasn't working, but you still wanted a business, and so you moved on to the next product or concept. Like
Yes.
you knew when it was right to like throw your hands up in the air and quit and move on, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
there's
So
definitely signs.
yeah. So what was a mountain or a struggle launching Rival Fit that you never expected? That you're like, okay, I didn't that was a hurdle. I didn't think okay. What happened?
We got scammed money. I didn't expect that to happen.
What?
We
In like the
Yeah,
concept building?
the very first pair of leggings that we ordered, it was the very first time we didn't know what we were doing, right? And so
Yeah.
we ordered this Volk from what I thought was reputable. I clearly hadn't done enough research. And we ordered them, and then the guy convinced me to go ahead and order our first set of shorts with him. And they never gave us product. They sent us something, and I said, I don't know if I should even say this either, but it looked like one of those stores that you can buy really dirt cheap that, we all
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't sell this. The sample you sent me, I feel like I got it off the 99-cent rack.
Yeah. Like this is not greatness.
And so I kicked it back and I was like, you need to do better than this. This is not going to work for me because I sent him
Yeah.
custom, we sent custom, this is exactly what we need and all the things. And that's what they sent me. And then I tried to dispute with them and they said, sorry,
That's so
something fell
sad.
through. Like, they came up with excuse after excuse
Yeah.
after excuse. And by that point, here's the kicker. Anybody that's doing this needs to really pay attention. We didn't know because we had used our bank funding and we used our credit or we had used our debit card for this.
You did not.
And they told us a week or so after, like it was,
Never use your
we
debit
had
card,
passed it.
people. Don't use
No,
your debit card.
not. But we had passed the deadline, so we couldn't do a chargeback.
Do not use your debit card. Lesson 101. Do not use
Yes.
your debit card.
Yes. Yes. But that's all, we were
You didn't
new.
know. You don't know what you know. Here we
No, we
go.
were
We just save
lesson
somebody.
learned. Yeah, we totally had to have saved somebody from that. Don't use your debit card.
Yep.
Use the
Yep.
credit. And
Use
even
your
then,
credit card.
but even then, still be cautious because there's still time frames on them.
And there's just a lot of scammers out there, right? Like there's a lot of scammers trying to scam some hopeful ladies who are trying to start something fun and new and unique. So just watch out for it. Okay, so what have you loved the most about launching Rival Fit and your own
So
brand?
it's
Okay,
so
you know what else, y'all? I will tell her she's not loved. I just need to say this. Your whole entire social media world, personal, business, everything has been hacked to the nines, which is why you guys will not find an Instagram account for this. It's a current giant struggle that you're going through, have been going through
absolutely.
for a long time. It's a really big deal.
Yes.
Every ounce of
Totally.
your social media for personal and businesses and everything has been, and they're not being helpful with it. So that there's also that struggle that's been going on. You're
Yes.
trying to build a brand, and the social media platforms that are all connected are
Yes.
not allowing you to build a brand. So that has not
Yes.
been fun. Right. There is
Yes.
that. But what have you loved most about launching this?
So, I think I love most that it's the excitement of like, I got
Yeah.
to learn something new out of this,
Yeah.
and then I got to share it with people. And then I got the excitement because, people have ordered some things. And then I have some friends, and, as I was designing our logos and doing other things, and everyone was like, oh, this is so amazing. And there's so much more on a deeper level that I got to explain to them. They didn't even know. Like at first glance, you have no idea what this means, right? Like what our
Yeah.
logo means.
Yeah.
But it's so much deeper than that. And so then I get to like share about it.
Okay, are the little, you guys, you can't see this, but the Rival Fit brand, there's a box with like some lesser greater symbols in it, and then it says the word rival. Is that what they are? Are they lesser greater symbols? Like in math, you know?
So yes, it
Okay.
is.
I
But there's
wondered.
to it.
Okay.
So the logo is the greater than or less than, but it always carries a box around it. So it's like very edgy, very gritty, right? Like your powerful strength. And so, but then the inside is actually a rotational flip. So if you actually look at our language and you look at the word rival in the
Yeah.
middle, you're chasing your
Oh.
highs and lows to rival to the top, and you're going to expect greatness. And along the journey, which is the rotational flip of the V in the symbol, you're always going to come out on top and expect greatness from that journey.
Gosh, I see it now. It's like mountains on one place and like it's literally a switchback on the other.
Mountain, and here's your valley, and
Mm.
it's a little rotational flip, which is greater than or less
Weird.
than, which is you always fighting for that greater than.
Yeah. Which is really like you're going to listen. Those are really like this, as a hiker, I'm like, oh, those are the switchbacks to the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys don't know if you're not hiking people, switchbacks are when it's a very steep climb. So you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on a very long path, on a very long hike to get to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just there's a lot more meaning to it than people think. And when you really look at it, you're like, oh, I didn't know you put all that thought into it. Yeah. But the really fun part is really just sharing and like seeing other people get excited. Like, I mean, I have people message me. They're like, these are like those power flows I told you. They're like, these are literally the best leggings I've ever put on. I'm like,
Mhm.
I told you.
I've
I
heard this. I've
didn't
heard
like
this from
for like
people.
a
I
year
know,
or
I
nothing.
yes, I know people that have ordered these pieces, and I know this about this. Yeah. Okay, but also when you said that, it made me think of something. I said this to my executive assistant the other day. I said, if I ever tell you a detail or anything that I want done, please understand I'm not just making it up for funsies. Like when you are a business owner, everything has an immense amount of intention behind it, even if people don't realize it. You didn't just jump on Canva or ChatGPT and have it make this thing up. A lot of thought,
It
a
was
lot of intention.
there was a lot of a lot of thought, a lot of intention, and we had to hit a broad market because the original plan we had, it I couldn't. My husband was really interested in this, and I was like, if he's going to be interested, I need to make this a co-ed. Like,
Yeah,
it needs to be
yeah.
for my kids, it needs to be for my husband because when everybody buys in, it's a
Hmm.
happy home, right?
Yep.
Like,
Family fit gear, not just for the ladies.
yeah. An
Yeah,
original plan was
just
a
the ladies.
woman's, yeah.
Yeah,
Our
I love that.
original business name is a woman's name.
Yeah. Oh, So you even switched the name.
Yes, we were actually good. So we have another business name. Our boutique is under a DBA. I own another business name that nobody even knows.
See, guys, there you go. But that's the development and the evolution of a business that I always want people to know. Like where you start is never going to be where you finish. So don't get hang up on it. Don't get hung up on it. Just leap and go and know that it's going to be molded and it's going to change and it's going to evolve. And I love that we live in a world now where it's like that's just what we do and we're also accepting of it and we're encouraging each other to do that. And I think that's part of that beautiful journey. Real quick, before we dive back in, I want to share something I created for the women who are growing, but still kind of feel like they're doing it alone. If that statement just hit, then this is for you. I've never felt so aligned and so alone, is the message I kept hearing as more and more women were falling in love with their life doing what they were born to do. They were craving that like-minded, iron sharpening iron relationship with other women who were as focused, powerful, and determined to be positive as they were. And that is why I created the Growth Collective. It's our All Things Excellence book club community where you don't have to read the book because audio and PDF Cliff Notes are provided for you. There's a community for you to connect and network with other growth-minded women, plus 2 monthly Zooms where you receive connection and live coaching from me. Head on over to chelseadbc.com/book club to join us. All right, let's get back into it. Because what you're hearing today is exactly why spaces like the Growth Collective exist. We were never meant to grow alone. Okay, so y'all, I want to talk wellness really quick. Because your Instagram, she is back on Instagram she has a personal Instagram account. And you get a lot of DMs about health and wellness and fitness because you post a lot about that part of your life. So what are some of the most common DMs that you get? People like asking or commenting.
So a lot of the common things that I get, what do I do? Like, what do I literally,
What do you literally do? Like, how are you so fit? Like, how are you, right?
Yeah, like what kind of routine do you have? How can I do that? What can I? And then they'll ask me for their personal, what can I do?
Yeah.
Because
Are they
maybe
asking like workouts or
they're asking for,
food?
yeah, so generally just all around because they all know, I mean, I eat
Yeah.
relatively healthy. I'm pretty crazy about it. And
Yeah.
of
You
course
hit
I
your
cheat.
macros, man. I don't know if you
Oh,
track
of course
macros. Do
I
you track
cheat.
macros?
Right?
You track
If I'm
protein.
trying, yes, I do.
You, you
Yes.
do
And I
do
get asked
protein.
about that too. I get asked about
Yeah.
what macros should I be hitting. I'll
Yeah.
give you my recommendation.
Yeah.
I will get asked, what kind of workout should I be doing?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of a routine? Or
You
how
do
do I stay motivated?
you believe in the how do I stay motivated? That's a common one. Jeez, Pete. Find some motivation. Have a vision, have a goal. Like there you go, guys. How do you stay motivated? Like my personal thing is I always think about my 80-year-old self. That 95-year-old, that grandma I talked about is 95 years old, living at home and going up and down her basement stairs every single day and gardening in the backyard every day. Like living her best life, you know? Um, I always think that's the greatest motivation is thinking of your 80 to 90-year-old self. Like, are they going to be so grateful or are they going to be pissed, at you? At the now version of you. Um, okay, so on that protein thing, really quick, you strive to have 1 gram of protein per day for your goal weight, correct? Correct. Okay. Now, here's the next thing I want to know. What are the most common excuses that you hear back when you tell people what they need to do and how they need to eat and how they need to think?
Well, I know I should do that, but I just don't have time for that. Or I
Yeah.
know I can do that, but that's too scary.
Yeah.
I, I just
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah.
And
Could you
like,
believe the coaching, the unscripted episode I had where she was like afraid to go to the gym because she was afraid to go to the gym because no one's there and she's going to be alone, but she was also afraid to go to the gym because she doesn't want anybody to see her going to the gym. I was like, "What? So you're just afraid at the gym? Like what does that even mean?"
I don't know. I
You
can't
hear
have
that?
it.
I couldn't believe that. I was like, "What?" She's
I
my friend,
can't.
so she'll message me. I'm teasing
Like, I
you.
love you, girl, but maybe we should talk because you have to start going to the
You
gym.
gotta go somewhere. I mean, somebody was once afraid to have sex, but somehow people keep having babies. You know what I mean? Like, geez. I did say that one time I had in my direct sales career. The girl was like, I just feel like it's so awkward. And I was like, you have 2 kids, right? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, was sex awkward the first time? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, obviously you didn't stop at one, like keep going.
That's a good one.
It is a good one because it is so awkward. And then like obviously you didn't stop. Like you figured it out. So like
Yeah.
figure it. You know what I mean? Like
You figure it out.
everything is awkward, but you just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so what are a couple daily non-negotiables for you personally? Things it's like no matter what, I'm not going to bed until this is like done or taken or hit or whatever.
So I have one sitting right here on the floor next to me. I drink a gallon of water every single day.
And you have a thing.
I
It's
have a thing. I can show you the
what is
thing.
that? Bring it back up here because I've seen it. Y'all are not going to see this unless you're watching the YouTube, but like, oh, it's Rival branded. Of course, it's Rival
Yeah.
branded. And that's a
So
gallon?
it's a sticker, but it is Roman branded on here. This is my gallon jug.
Okay. Oh, it's
And
Ozark. Okay. Ozarka or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, it's the Walmart brand.
Yeah. And it's a gallon and it's
It's
metal,
like
so it keeps it cool.
it does, but I use room temperature. I mean, I fill it every day with
Yeah.
out of the fridge, but I recommend room temperature water for
I was going to
anybody.
say, cold water is actually terrible. Cold water and ice is not good for
Yeah,
your
it's
body.
not amazing for you at all. And
No, room temp is best.
room temp, if you're an avid water drinker, you know that. So I drink a gallon of water every day. It doesn't matter if I'm on vacation, if I am catching a plane, if I'm at my
Hmm.
kids' sports, if I'm at home. It does not matter. I drink a gallon
Hmm.
of water every day, and I have for probably 4+ years when I made that commitment to myself, and I just never stopped.
Okay, question. Guzzling water is terrible for you. You should sip, correct? Not
You
sip,
should drink it throughout the day.
right? Guzzling
Do I
water is terrible
always
for you.
do that? No,
Isn't it bad for your kidneys to like chug water a bunch?
it's not so
It's
you're
not good for
flushing
you.
out everything. If you
Yeah.
drink too much all at once, you're gonna flush everything out.
Yeah, and it's like harder on your kidneys. Like your kidneys got to process
You
that,
gotta
right?
process. I mean, my
Yeah.
body's getting used to it because I've been doing it for so long, so I don't recommend that for everybody else.
Hmm.
You should be drinking it throughout the day.
Yeah, you need to like work on it all day. Don't get
You
to
should
the
be
end of the
starting it in
day.
you should be starting it in the morning. It should be the very first thing you grab. It shouldn't be your coffee. I'm sorry to tell you girls, because I know we are all caffeine heads, but drink your water first.
Okay, you know what I've been doing for a long time, and y'all, I mean more than 5 years. When I go to bed, I put a full glass, and I actually have a nighttime Stanley. It's a 20-ounce nighttime Stanley, and it's that we call it my nighttime Stanley because it lives on my nightstand. I do not put
Hmm.
ice in it. It is room temp water that goes in it.
Hmm.
But then it keeps it at that perfect room temp, right? And I fill it, and so it's 20 ounces. And every morning when I wake up, like before I'm getting out of bed, I'm grabbing that water, and I have to walk around and drink that water and go sit outside in the sun to get my morning sunlight before I can make my coffee.
That's
But it's like
amazing.
on my nightstand. Like I have to grab it off my nightstand and I have to drink 20 ounces of water before I'm allowed to have my coffee.
That's
But
good.
it's like the habit where it's like I
It's a
take my
habit.
magnesium, I fill my water, and I go to bed.
Yeah, and did you hear what you just said? You feel it before you go to bed? That's the biggest tip.
No. Yeah. It like I go to bed with it. Like I bring it to bed and it sits on my nightstand. So when my eyes open in the morning, the first thing I do is I grab that water and I start drinking it. It's
Yes.
already done and prepared.
The
Absolutely.
best days for me, because it doesn't always
Mhm.
happen, but I do prefer if I can fill that jug before I go to bed. That way it's ready first thing in the morning, like when I'm about to go to the gym or start my
Mhm.
day or whatever I'm doing for the day. Like it's already there and I don't have to worry. Yeah, I mean, it takes 2 minutes to fill out of my fridge, and so I have to stand there. So do you think like in the morning you're trying to hustle?
I know. That's what it takes so long. We have a water machine because water is so bad in Arizona. So it takes a long time, which is why I, again, fill the night before. Mm,
So that's only
I,
so that's one of the non-negotiables you
yeah.
asked me.
Yeah.
Another non-negotiable is I move my body every single day.
Mm.
I close my rings every single day.
You do not just, thank you. You do not move your body every day. I mean, yes, but you close your rings every
I
day.
close my rings every day. And so not everybody knows what that is, but
Oh,
if you have
Apple.
an Apple Watch, it tracks how many calories you're moving. And so I've been tracking that for a few years now. I gave myself a goal a few years ago.
But what all, there's our workout is on there, our move goals on there, and our stand goal.
It's a
So it's a
stand
stand
goal.
goal, a
Yeah.
move goal, and a workout goal
Yeah.
every day.
And I close my rings every single day.
Hmm. Yeah.
And we've been doing it for a couple of years.
Yeah. Jeez.
But I don't have like for a lot of people, they're gonna be like, "Well, what's your number?" I'm sure you're gonna get asked that. How
Mm,
many? How many calories? So
yeah.
mine is only set to 530, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but once you've been doing it for so long, that's actually a good amount. Like
Yeah. Your move goal?
my move goal is only set to 30, but that's like intentional, right? The rest
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. So
however, for
I
me,
think my exercise thing is like 30 minutes. My move, I don't know. I feel like my move goal is 500. And then my standing thing is, I don't know, 6 or 8. Originally it was 12, and I was like, what? Are you insane? Like, I cannot do that. So I think it's like 6. Like,
mine's set to 12 hours stand, 30 minutes of movement, and
Mhm.
530 calories. However, I can tell you that most days I am not only moving 30 minutes because I will not
Yeah.
hit 530 calories.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and then you also hit, again, like, is one of your daily non-negotiables 1 gram of protein per ideal body weight?
If
Or
I'm
is that your
actually
striving?
tracking, if I am
Yeah.
actually tracking, that is the
Yeah.
ideal. I don't always track, but
Yeah.
I listen to my body. The other thing is I really, really listen.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. We
Yeah.
strive for excellence,
Yeah.
but it's
Absolutely.
called life. And
It is called life.
you
Yeah.
do the best that you can. And I have just weighed out my food so many different times. Like, I have a good ballpark of like, I know how much protein I'm getting. And most people, you're probably under eating on protein. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay, my really good friend Megan, a different Megan, not you Megan, but a Megan, told me that probably back in 2017. She's into all the things, and I was like, just give me one tip. And she said, less nachos, more protein. I was like, mm. She goes, you're under eating. She's like, it's not that you don't. She goes, you just straight don't eat enough, and you need protein.
Yes.
So then I started really focusing on that of like when I'm hungry, I'm like, okay, well, what protein can I put in my body? And then I realized how protein was like really, really great fuel for me as
Yeah.
opposed to, I don't know, apples, bananas, whatever, like grabbing something really quick on the go. Like more creating the habit of like, how can I create protein on the go? Because there wasn't as much of a crash involved in that. Which is why I live on beef sticks and applesauce packets. But
Yeah. It's a good energy source, and people
good
don't
energy
realize.
source. Hmm.
And then you're not junk food snacking.
Gosh, no. No, I don't even, I win with that as far as for me, I have to win at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, we don't, my kids hate it.
We don't, it does not come into our house because if it's coming into the house, like it's probably a game over. So I win at the grocery store.
100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we don't crazy grocery shop. Like we grocery shop every week because,
Yeah.
we have to get fresh stuff, but also we're not those people who are disheveled and don't know what they're doing with their life. And no offense, guys, like probably offending you. I don't care. And like trying to figure out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon what they're having for dinner that night. Like, are you kidding me? Like I've already had the stuff out potentially like marinating in something and it's very planned. Because I think also if you're having to run to the grocery store multiple times a week, you're more likely to be grabbing the crap at the checkout aisle or a bag of Doritos or whatever.
Right.
I try and honestly only shop at Sprouts. You probably know what Sprouts is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a miniature Whole Foods, so it's like there's even less opportunity to buy junk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in
You
Trader
know,
Joe's because it's full of crap, but that's my personal opinion.
we really don't go down the extra aisles.
Mm-mm.
That's
No,
really that's the basics. Like, I mean, there's a couple of things I will get down the aisles, but we're talking like
it's rare.
I think it's like 4 or 5 things that I get down those aisles because I need some seasoning packets and my kids really want some noodles and rice.
Yep. Otherwise, you're living in the exterior.
Yeah, we go to produce. We have a routine. My husband and I do it every week. We go into the produce section and then we walk right over to the meat. Then we walk right into the dairy cooler and then we go right over and we're like, there's a couple of more freezer coolers because there's like, some frozen meat and
Hmm.
yogurt and stuff that they have over there. And we walk back out. We do grab protein.
Yeah.
And I do have to get snacks for the kids, so we do have to get some of those, but I'm so cautious. My kids are like, "Mom, can't we just have something that has GMO?" And I'm like, "No, you can't."
No dyes. No, yeah, nothing. I love that. Okay, so I know that you don't take a lot of supplements, but what are the things that you do take? Like, do you take a protein powder or a creatine or like what's your things that your go-tos?
So I do take a B vitamin supplement every day.
Mm,
It's amazing for energy.
yeah,
B is great for energy.
yeah.
And I also have, not every day, but I will to protein
Mm-hmm.
powders or shakes. And those are variable. Like I'm not very specific. It doesn't have to be this exact one. It's
Mm-hmm.
just this is
Yeah,
what we have or
yeah.
and then I don't do this, but I should be doing this and I would recommend people to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Creatine.
Yeah, we just started it. We do the Just Ingredients protein because it's one of the cleanest proteins out there on the market, and I just trust her. I trust that her ingredients are sourced well and clean, and I'm really sensitive. Like I can't have maltodextrin. I can't have like some people are like natural and organic and all those crazy things for funsies, or because they want to be cleaner, healthy. I literally am like puking my guts out with a rash if I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. Like it's not a choice for me. So I'm very expensive, was born expensive, guys. So we do Just Ingredients. We do her protein powder, but we have now recently added her creatine, which is I'm saying laced with fulvic acid, which I learned was great for you to have in your creatine. It's lighter on your stomach. So yeah, and it's now available on Amazon. It is available on Sprouts, but it's also available on Amazon. I know.
I mean, there's a lot that you could
Yeah,
take, but I
yeah.
mean, let's be
Like
real. A
those
lot
are
of
kind of like your core things, right? That you're like, I've got to have my vitamin B. Make sure you're getting your protein. You're pretty good about eating it, otherwise you can supplement it, and then also
yeah.
creatine. Because what is creatine? I know because I'm over my fitness instructor. He was like, "You're over 40. You need to lift more weights," which I know you're a fan of.
Absolutely.
Lift more weights, lift heavier weights. I
You
know,
have
I
to build
know.
the muscle. I don't care how you do it, but you need to be building muscle, and that's the
Yeah,
best way
'cause
to do it.
if you're not doing it now, you might not be able to do it, right? You like
You
muscle
will
loss.
be. You
You'll lose
will.
your bone loss, right? Like you have bone
It's
density loss even.
everything. Yeah, you lose
Okay.
your bone density, use your muscle loss, and all these things start actually when you're like 30.
Yeah.
And if you're not combating that, you're losing it.
Yep. Yep.
You have
Yep.
to
Yep.
work.
Yep.
You have to work for it.
You know what, y'all? This is the same thing. So when in skincare, I was always telling these 18-year-olds, I'm like, you don't understand. Your skin is already depreciating. Like you need to be using really good products on your skin. Like it's already going downhill. You're just not going to see it until you're 30. So what you see between 30 and 40 is whatever you did to your skin when you were like 18 to 30. So is it fair to say what's happening with your bone and your muscle from 40 to 50 actually was created on the habits of what you did from 30 to 40?
It
Right?
starts.
That's like when it starts, right?
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
you
from
gotta,
30 to 40, you're gonna start to see that 40 and 50. You're gonna be like, everybody asks, how do I get mom butt?
yeah,
You got mom butt because you didn't lift and you
from
didn't do
30
the
to
things
40.
you do from 30 to 40, and then you didn't do any. But the crazy thing is, you can build muscle at any time.
Yes. It
So I
does.
don't care if you're 45, if you're
Yeah,
50,
get out
you're
there.
65. I don't care.
But
Start
but
now.
the clock is ticking, right? Like the clock is ticking. Like you don't want to wait. You don't want to go, "Oh, I'm 40, I'm 45. I'll wait when I'm 55 or whatever." Like the clock is ticking. And it right becomes less and less of like how much, right? Like the ability. I know like
Much
there's some kind of
harder.
a it's
Yeah,
harder. There you
it's
go.
it's so much harder. There's no age that's going to stop you from building muscle,
Right.
but you will
It,
start to deplete the muscle from the age of 30 forward.
okay. And so what does creatine do? I forget.
There's a laundry
I
list.
just know, but it helps with that, right? That's part of it.
Yeah, I mean it helps
Like
with your
muscle.
muscle. And the crazy thing is there's coming out with so much more research. I don't want to quote it
Mm.
incorrectly because the
Yeah, guys, we're
literature
not going to quote
is
incorrectly, but
so long.
there's a lot. But it does it help with muscle.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
All I know is I was like, Rick, are you sure that me as a 40-year-old woman who just like
Yes.
I lift 4 days a week and I go do two Pilates classes on Friday, I need to take creatine? And he was like, yes. I'm like, I don't need a six pack, Rick. Like I love how I look. I'm good to go. And he's like, yes. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah, there's
So
so
it's
many
not
other
about how
benefits.
you look, right? Like it is a true benefit.
There
Yeah.
was a new research study. Again, don't quote me because it's been a
Yes.
couple weeks since I looked at this, but it was even for mental health.
Oh my gosh, actually now, okay, so when he told me I had to do it, then I started researching like why, Rick, why? Which is what I say with most things that Rick tells me. It is a big thing for brain health. I remember
It's
reading
the
that.
new research that's come out. It's really
Yep.
good for
Yep.
that.
Hmm.
Okay, and so I say this because the thing I didn't tell you about my grandma that is still alive, she has
Hmm.
dementia. It helps with
Oh,
dementia.
mine. Is it your mom's mom?
Yeah.
Dude, my mom's mom passed away of dementia. And so always forget because she's already passed away. I forget that that was a thing. But that's a big part of my brain health thing. I always say, like, I will never get it
Yeah.
because I know the work to do to not go there. But I think about it every day. So that's why I do love Just Ingredients because she does a lot of her product development is with that Dr. Josh.
I don't
Dr.
know.
Josh, he's like a really big, clean, physical fitness guy.
Uh-huh.
Everybody, y'all have shared his memes before. I promise you. Even if you don't realize you've shared Dr. Josh's memes, you have shared Dr. Josh's memes. I promise you. And so, he talks about brain health a lot and avoiding that. And obviously, I love Dr. Amen. Do you know who Dr. Amen is? Dr. Amen he owns like brain clinics all over the West Coast. It's a really, really big deal. And I saw him live at a Success event I was living in Dallas, maybe 2017, 2018. I'm live, like 5 rows back, seeing him talk live. And he's talking about how it's like you have a thyroid problem, which leads to a diabetes problem, which leads to dementia. Well, I just watched my grandma go thyroid problem to like 98 pounds sopping wet diabetic to dementia. And I had just been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and I was like, oh, hell no, this is not happening to me. Sir, what are you saying? And that was the day where I got really serious about my brain
Yes.
health.
Yes.
Really
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah. I mean,
Girl.
there are things you could be taking, but
Yeah.
you could go on for days, or you can really focus
Yeah.
on getting it from your food.
Yeah. 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 You are a big advocate of eat the food, eat the right food.
Food.
And
Eat the
like,
food.
yes, we know our food is nutrient deficient, whatever. It's not as good anymore. We know. Mer, mer. You still need to eat the good food.
You still need to eat the good
Do your
food.
best. Do your best.
Yeah.
Um, and then you can take your vitamin B and your protein if it's clean and your creatine. Definitely. Okay. So y'all know we love ending this with what advice or permission can you give to other women, but I want to go two different directions with the advice permission. So the first one is what advice or permission do you have for women who are wanting to focus on their health, but they're just really, really overwhelmed with life and they don't know where to start? Like, what is that piece of advice or permission you could give them on just like how they could start today
How they can start
or just
today.
a little encouragement?
Yes. So I would suggest just pick one thing that you can be consistent with, build on that consistency. If that one thing is, I'm going to focus on drinking half my body weight in water, until you can master that, don't start the next thing. And if you're saying, I need to be able to go to the gym, but I'm too scared to go there, but I'm not walking right now. Start with walking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Build on it. You don't
But
have to do
habit
it
stack it.
the first day. Exactly.
Habit stack it,
Don't
man.
let it
So like
fly out the window.
decide.
Yeah.
Pre-decide when you're walking. Like I set my water and my workout clothes out the night before.
Yeah.
So I basically have to like trip over them.
Exactly. You're more likely to stick to the plan.
Yeah.
You
If
built
you
the
know
habit.
when you're doing it. Habit.
Yeah.
So yes, habit stacking. If you've never read the book Atomic Habits, read it. It's the best habit book out there. I've read them all, trust me. And it talks about habit stacking where you stack one habit on top of another. So it's like I started taking collagen because I stacked it on top. I started drinking water because I stacked it on top of my coffee. I have to have the water in order to have the coffee. And then I had to have the collagen, so I put the collagen in the coffee. So I stacked it. Yes. So that's when people try and tell me to not drink my morning coffee. I'm like, yo, there's so many good things attached to it. No. But anyways, habit stack your walking, whatever you do.
Yes.
And
Habits.
then another thing, and a piece of advice or permission that you would love to give to women who have a dream to start a business, like really start their own brand, like you did with Rival Fit, but they just keep talking themselves out of it.
Okay, well, just stop talking yourself out of it. I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah.
Stop talking yourself out of it. You are more than capable of doing it.
Yeah.
So pick one actionable item and write it out. If that is what helps you, write it out, say it out loud, put it all over the place, do what you need to do with it, and accomplish that. And then go, okay, I could do that. So now I can do the next piece of it.
And yours has been a shiz show. Your launch has
Oh,
been a shiz show, right? Fair to say.
that's so fair to say.
That's so fair to say. And you've done it anyways. So my question with that is, for the woman talking herself out of it because she's so afraid of everything that could go wrong, and you've had everything go wrong that you never even could go wrong, would you still do it all over again?
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It's worth it because it teaches you so many things that you wouldn't know about yourself otherwise. And if you don't do it, what are you learning and where are you going to go?
Yeah. And you'll always wish you did.
Because then they're always going to be in the back of your head, like, what if I would have done that?
That voice in your head that wonders what if, the wonder what if voice is probably what makes me do everything crazy in life. When people are like, oh my gosh, she's always doing something different and new and whatever, and throwing herself off another cliff of, something new. It's the I wonder what if voice. That voice, when I hear that voice, I throw myself off the next cliff of opportunity. I do not let that voice make me shrink back. It drives me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that voice. I don't want to be 80 years old and wondering, what if I would have launched the podcast or written the book or started the community or moved across the country or...
Yeah. You have to try. The worst case is it doesn't work and you reset.
Or you do something else. But don't you believe, as somebody who you've done a lot of things, a lot of different things, can you very securely say all the things you started that you thought were the next thing were maybe not the thing, but they were very important for you to know for where you are now?
Absolutely. It's like the stepping stone because you have to fail to be able to make it to the next place. Like that's where the lesson came from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I love it. Well, thanks for jumping on here today.
Yes.
Talking about Rival Fit gear, y'all, there's links below. You can go to Asher in Maine. You can shop there for some good women's clothing. You can go shop for the whole fam for fitness apparel at Rival Fits. You can support our really awesome co-founder and her obviously and her business partner, and just your family. I'm so excited. I love this. And thank you for being so candid and just sharing, first of all, how you have 8 trillion things going on and you're doing it anyways, and 27 jobs and you're still doing it anyways, and kids and everything and you're still doing it anyways, and a husband that's been in and out of the military and traveling all over the world and doing it anyways. I think people need to hear that because it is that oh my gosh, when I think that I have a lot going on, so does everybody else, and they're just doing it anyways because the busiest woman is the one who gets the most done because she just doesn't have time to make excuses.
That's what I was just going to say. We don't have time for
you don't have time, we talked about this before we got on here, how I said, people were like, oh, well, you're always running and going and driving and da-da-da. And I'm like, unfortunately, I married someone in education, so I do not have the luxury to be a tennis wife. I have to do something. And if I'm going to work 40 hours a week, I would rather work 60 hours a week for myself, building my own brand and having the autonomy of doing whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it, and how I want to do it. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Yeah, go after it. Go after and get it. Okay. Well, thank you for jumping on, sharing all those things. Thank you, All Things Excellence fam. Run to the links, support her business, please, and follow her on social media. We've got her social media down below. So many fun things. If you really want to up your game in your physical fitness, you're a really great place for inspiration.
Thank you.
Truly. So, all right. Thanks for joining us. All right, All Things Excellence fam. We will talk to you all next time. Thanks for listening to All Things Excellence. If something landed with you today, I'd love for you to follow the show, share it with a friend, or leave a quick review. It helps more women find these transformational conversations. And if you're ready for support with your next step, or needing someone to stand in the gap with you to figure out what that even is, I'd love to create that space for you. And my intro clarity call is a great place to start because life is too quick and too full to have to figure it out alone. Until next time, All Things Excellence fam, thank you for listening.